Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News for Tuesday, April 4th, 2023. Stand up for your country. You know, April 4th should be April Fool's Day, not April 1st, because this whole fiasco regarding Donald Trump and the Manhattan District Attorney is now turning into a farce. There's a difference between a fiasco and a farce. A fiasco is there's just chaos running around and nobody really knows what's happening. There's plenty of that. But a farce is when you have reality twisted into something that isn't real. That's a fiction. And it looks like that's what this prosecution is. So all of the pundits, they're all wrong, almost 100% down the line, except for me. Thank you. Gag order. Of course, there was no gag order. There's going to be a mug shot, and he's going to be in, all of that. It was a procedure where Donald Trump went in, okay, and he came out about 45 minutes later, and he went to the airport to give his speech tonight. So let me just recap what's happening in the global picture, the big picture, because I don't know enough about the indictments. There are 34 of them, all felonies. How can he commit 34 felonies with one transaction to Stormy Daniels or this McDougal woman? I don't know, but I got a guess who's going to explain that to us. So anyway, I entitled this Talking Points Memo, "It's a Trump World After All," with apologies to Disney. So for the past 7 years, Donald Trump has dominated the news cycle almost every day. 7 years. Never in history have we seen anybody, any human being do this. So every single day it's Trump, 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 Trump. And now we're at the top of the mountain. I would say third in importance. The first was when he was elected, second when he was inaugurated, and now this. But it's always Trump, 7 years. And Americans are polarized. Everybody knows that. I'm not going to insult you by telling you things that you know. But today, I felt sad for my country. I didn't feel proud of the United States today because I know a bit more about the personal end of this than most people do. I know the district attorney in Manhattan is an ideologue who believes that this country, the country that he's sworn to serve, is bad. Alvin Bragg thinks we live in a terrible country, and Donald Trump is one of the reasons why it's terrible. That's where you start with Bragg. You don't start with the law or him investigating. He doesn't want to investigate. 50% of all the felony arrests referred to his office are either dismissed or busted down to misdemeanors, which means there's no punishment. So he has no interest in enforcing the law, Alvin Bragg. He wants politics. He wants to destroy the system that we have in place now in the United States and New York State and City. That's Alvin Bragg's goal. And it is beyond any reasonable doubt. I've said that a few times this week. There's no two sides to that story. The man's not a patriot. He doesn't think his country's noble. He wants to tear it to pieces. And what better way to do it than to get Trump? All right, we proved that yesterday. If you didn't see yesterday's talking points, you should go to BillO'Reilly.com and watch it because it sets up today and the rest of the week. Who Alvin Bragg is, what he said in the past, all of that is in yesterday's talking points. Okay, so even while this was going on, this indictment in Lower Manhattan, in California, the Ninth Circuit federal judges ruled that Stormy Daniels has to pay Donald Trump another $125,000. Did you know that? So that means she's on the hook to Trump for about $450,000. Stormy Daniels has to pay him. Why? Because Ms. Daniels accused Donald Trump of defamation and the case was thrown out. All right? So this happened March 22nd, 2022. So the judge in the case ordered Daniels to pay the court costs and Trump lawyer costs, which are $450,000. It was unbelievable because at the very moment that Trump was being indicted, a formal indictment inside the building in New York City, the ruling from the Ninth Circuit came down in California saying that Stormy Daniels is to pay him $450,000. So you can see the word fiasco is not even close to describing what's going on here. Now, for me, I'm not an attorney. I mean, if somebody breaks the law, I think they should be punished. It just depends on what the extent is. So Hillary Clinton's campaign was fined because Mrs. Clinton used campaign money to gin up a phony Russian collusion situation. And she was found guilty of doing that. But instead of being charged criminally, it was a civil beef, Federal Election Commission beef. She had to pay a fine. Now, that's what should have happened here, in my opinion, with this Stormy Daniels, Karen McDougal, whatever. Okay? All right, if you did something and misused some funds designated for your campaign or for your business that helped your campaign, then you get fined. It's a civil beef, all right? You don't get dragged in. Trump knows all this, by the way, and this just hardens his heart, and he'll speak, as I said, in Mar-a-Lago tonight, and I'll tell you exactly what he's going to say. He's going to say this country is corrupt. He's going to say that the country is going down the drain, and that if you American people allow this, you're not going to have a country anymore. And there's some truth to what he's saying. And the networks are going to have to take some of it, even those who hate Trump, because it'll be a historic speech. And he'll raise $10 million for his reelection effort, and he'll go up in the polls. And remember, his reelection campaign is different from donating money to him personally, okay? And he can use the donations that come in to pay his attorneys. And just to defend himself against all of these charges, it's going to cost about $50 million. And that's our justice system, $50 million. Now, I'm a historian, you all know that. So I just want to refer back to a man named Robert Ray. Robert Ray was a special counsel appointed to investigate Bill Clinton. Okay? He looked into all of Clinton's alleged crimes, okay, which included perjury, included Whitewater stuff, all of that. So Ray came back, and I'm going to put this up on the screen, January 2001, with a statement. I'm going to read it to you. President Clinton has acknowledged responsibility for his actions. He has admitted that he knowingly gave evasive and misleading questions in the Jones deposition, that's Paula Jones, and that his conduct was prejudicial to the administration of justice. He has acknowledged that some of his answers were false. This is perjury. He has agreed to a 5-year suspension of his Arkansas law license, and he's agreed not to seek attorney's fees in connection with this matter. The nation's interests have been served, and therefore I decline prosecution. Now, Bill Clinton could have been prosecuted on perjury charges. Absolutely could have been. And he would have been convicted in a court of law. But Ray, the special prosecutor, put the country above that charge. That's what he did. Now, a lot of people, they don't remember that. And then I wrote my column over the weekend on Gerald Ford pardoning Richard Nixon. So you should read that as well. So there's precedent here in our justice system to put the country's welfare, ahead of personal politics. We have precedent. Not here. Now, there's a lot of speculation. You know how much I hate that. I just hate that. So I'm not going to do that. Tomorrow, I'm going to get the best legal advice in the world, and then I'm going to give you an assessment of the 34 felony counts. But it requires study. It requires thought. It requires consultation, which I will do. Now, one other thing before we advance this program. I'm going to be on WABC Radio Live tonight. If you don't live in New York City, you can just punch up WABCradio.com and you can listen. You can listen all over the world. Okay? I'm going to answer questions, and by that time, I will have some of my research done. Okay? So that might be something you want to partake in. And you can call us and ask us anything you want. And that's the memo. Are you looking for a better way to simplify your business finances across expenses, vendor payments, and accounting? If so, Ramp could be a complete game changer. Ramp is a corporate card and expense management software designed to help you save time and put money back into your pocket. Ramp gives your finance teams control and insight into company spending. You're able to issue cards to every employee with limits, restrictions, and automate expense reporting. Ramp's accounting software automatically collects receipts and categorizes your expenses in real time, so you don't have to do that. Ramp is very easy to use. It sets up in less than 15 minutes. Businesses that use Ramp save an average of 3.5% the first year. And right now, get $250 when you join Ramp. So please go to ramp.com/nospin. That's ramp.com/nospin. Let's go to the mail. Jacqueline, concierge member, direct access to me, Jacqueline. Bill, every news outlet I watch, all conservative, have said that Donald Trump could possibly be handcuffed. Liberal news outlets also say with glee, unlike conservative news. You, however, stated on the No Spin News a few weeks ago the Secret Service would not allow it. Thank you for being honest. I knew. Look, I told you there wasn't going to be a mugshot, not going to be any, any dog and pony show at all, because the Secret Service not going to do it. D. Allen, Dallas, Texas. Mr. O, the Trump criminal case could last for years. He could already be elected president by the time we hear the verdict. True. But I think it's going to, I think things are going to happen quickly in his favor. But I don't know. I don't know all the facts. That was a guess. That was a guess. Jason Hunt, Scottsdale, Arizona. I believe President Trump's policies were good and beneficial. I'm just worried that hope for unity among the American people would not be able to survive a second term by him. It's a good point. Douglas Melly, Peyton, Colorado. I disagree with your Talking Points memo on Monday, O'Reilly. You asserted there is a political war. War would imply two sides using instruments of power against each other. What we are seeing is a political attack by the left. Oh, come on. Conservative outlets are fighting back hard. If you listen to talk radio, you got to know that. Donna, concierge member. Thank you, Donna. I feel bad for my grandkids. I'm honestly starting to hate this country and the world. Don't do that. History goes in cycles. And sometimes we're in a down cycle now, no doubt about it. Down cycle. Sometimes shock is needed to reverse the down cycle. Don't hate your country. The country has done more for you and your grandkids and everybody else, and you know it. You know it. Anna, thank you, Bill, for always giving us the truth and nothing but the truth. I rely on your comments because I believe you want the best for America. I do. And I want the best for you, Anna, personally. Kate, Hill Country, Texas. Beautiful. Besides an apathetic and distracted population, an atmosphere full of false data and lies, we have to contend with cheating during elections. Okay, but remember, this is a state issue, the cheating. So Texas, I think, is pretty good. Florida turned it around. Georgia, they've gone over everything there. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I'm not as worried as some people are. Wade Johnson, Metairie, Louisiana. I hope you're right that Joe Biden cannot get reelected because of grocery store prices, but you and every other commentator was wrong in the midterms. Correct. I was very surprised, but it's worse now. Donald McKeough, Coral Springs, Florida. O'Reilly, you could not have said anything more truthful that when you do not prosecute perjury, you have no legal system. We don't have a civil legal system. Stay out of court. Best advice I can give you. Stay out. Bill, I'm reading The Last Days of Jesus, a wonderful book for Easter, and God bless you for writing it. The Last Days of Jesus is the book that encapsulates killing Jesus. It's a shorter version. Still very worthy. Last Days of Jesus. Okay, Team Normal. Now more than ever, got to get the Team Normal gear. All right, show people where you stand, have lively discussions, no ideology, no politics in Team Normal, just people who love their country. Word of the day, no sophism, SOPHISM, when writing to me, bill@BillO'Reilly.com, bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Name and town if you wish to opine. Right back with the final thought. Bill O'Reilly here for Lone Star Transfer. If booking your timeshare has been difficult in the past, you know it's been almost impossible lately. Most clients are shocked to learn that their timeshare is now available to the public, severely limiting booking options. Many owners are upset their yearly dues have nearly doubled during this maintenance fee season. For well over a decade, this family-owned company has had the pleasure of helping more than 18,000 owners legally and permanently get out of their timeshare fees. With an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau and more than 900 5-star testimonials, Lone Star Transfer is a company you can trust. Lone Star Transfer guarantees the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. So please call my friends today for a free, no-obligation consultation at 855-551-7066, 855-551-7066, or online at lonestartransfer.com. Final thought today, congrats to the University of Connecticut for winning the college basketball championship. I didn't see the game because I was at Yankee Stadium last night watching the Yanks wax the Philadelphia Phillies. And I was in the front row, okay? And it was a great experience. I actually got kind of an ovation when I walked out to the seats. I was, because usually it's mixed. You know, I got my fans, but I have people who hate me. But this was like a love fest. And it was so gratifying. Thank you if you were at Yankee Stadium last night. And the hot dogs there are phenomenal. But Yankee Stadium is part of New York. If you come to New York from out of town, there's no more historical sporting place in the world. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, you know it all. But just to go there and see the majesty of the place. You know, I grew up on the Mets, but since I know the hierarchy in the Yankees now, they become friends. So I root for both teams. But I just stood there and watched last night. Full moon, beautiful night, a little chilly, but it was just, I'm lucky to be here. I'm lucky to be in the front row of Yankee Stadium watching this game. And that's the truth. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll have really, really good coverage of the Trump thing tomorrow, so we hope you come back. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.